first clip in this week's video was uploaded by Darkcha, whose real name is Rosanna. Darkcha believes she is being haunted by something malevolent. In a previous episode we featured, Rosanna captured something dark and incredibly sinister on camera, and since then her situation has only gotten worse. In the clip you're about to see, Rosanna is in bed trying to get some rest, and that's when something creepy happens.
Deux mains sous l'abri du Très-Haut repose à l'abri du Tout-Puissant. Je dis à l'Éternel, mon refuge et ma forteresse, mon Dieu en qui je me confie.
The dark fog moves closer, creeping towards her. Terrified, she quickly turns on the lights to see what's happening, but the moment the room illuminates, the mist vanishes completely, as if it was never there. A few nights later, Rosanna starts hearing strange sounds coming from her apartment door, scratching and banging, as if something is trying to force its way inside.
Arrêtez! Arrêtez! Vous voulez quoi? Arrêtez! Parlez!
The sounds continue for hours, growing more aggressive. Finally, Rosanna decides to confront whatever is making the sounds. She approaches the door, her camera recording. The door handle is moving violently. It's shaking, as if someone or something is desperately trying to get in. Rosanna opens the door to see who's there, and captures this.
Je n'en peux plus. Je n'en peux plus. Bon allez, j'appelle les flics. 4h du matin. Eva. Elle est dans le noir. Elle est dans le noir. Je vais péter un câble. Je vais péter un câble. C'est pas ses yeux. Non.
The pale face of an elderly woman with dark, hollow eyes can be seen staring directly at Rosanna. Rosanna immediately slams the door shut, her voice shaking with fear. She says the ghostly manifestations have been intensifying, becoming more frequent and more aggressive, and with no way to leave, and she can't afford to move, she's forced to endure whatever is haunting her apartment. Some viewers believe whatever this is feeding off her fear, growing stronger the longer she stays. Rosanna continues to document the activity, hoping that someone will believe her, or perhaps help her. But for now, she remains trapped in an apartment with something that clearly isn't friendly. Jassi Sandhu, a farmer who lives in rural India, had been losing his cattle from his fields over several weeks. One by one, his cows would disappear during the night, with no signs of struggle or any trace of them. At first, he assumed it was thieves, people stealing his livestock under the cover of darkness. But as time went on, and as his herd grew less and less, he began to hear noises in the distance. Noises that were so harrowing it would make even the bravest of people shiver. And it wasn't his cows. Night after night, the noises would grow louder and louder, and Jassi, determined to catch the cow thief, he set up static night vision cameras around his fields. A few nights later, the motion sensor on one of the night vision cameras triggered, and Jassi heads out to confront whoever or whatever triggered it.
ओए 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 वो क्या चीज़ है सामने? सामने की तरफ कोई है।
Some sort of figure can be seen moving slowly towards Jassy, who watches in fear from a distance. But as he gets closer, he sees that it isn't anything he recognizes other than what his grandpa told him. His grandpa, who owned the farm when Jassy was a child, used to tell his family stories about the sighting of a mysterious humanoid figure that would roam the neighbouring farms, but never his. His grandpa's friends used to complain that their livestock would go missing mysteriously without a trace, just like what had been happening to Jassy. Jassy realises that whatever is a few feet away from him must be the same thing his grandpa spoke about. And without a second thought, Jassy gets the heck out of there. After uploading this video to the internet, viewers who saw this clip believe that this is what is known in Indian folklore as a Yeenald Lushi. Sorry if I butchered that. This mythological creature is similar to what many know as a skinwalker. But what do you think Jassy encountered that night? Was it a skinwalker or something else? Let me know. TikTok user ShayShay3280 went viral after capturing disturbing footage while babysitting at a house she'd never been to before. Shay had been asked to watch a young child for the evening, a straightforward job. Absolutely nothing unusual. The child was playing happily, and Shay decided to record a cute moment to share with the parents later. The video seemed perfectly normal when she stopped recording, so she didn't think anything of it. But when she showed the footage to the child's mother later that evening, the woman's face went pale, and she pointed out something Shay had failed to notice. In the background of the video, what looks like a head with long dark hair can be seen slowly peeking out around the corner. Shay insists she and the child were the only ones in the house while she was recording, and what's even more disturbing, the child's mother told Shay that the house might be haunted. She said she'd seen something similar before, but had never told anyone because she was afraid people wouldn't believe her. Creeped out, Shay posted the video to social media and it quickly went viral. Some viewers believe it's a spirit, perhaps a former resident who passed away in the home. A few skeptics suggested that Shay faked the video though, but Shay says she has no reason to fake it. Shay now insists she'll never babysit at that house again, not after knowing something was watching her and the child from the shadows. This next video was uploaded to Facebook by a home renovations company based in South America. 2 construction workers from the company were assigned to renovate an empty house. It should have been a routine job, but from the moment they arrived, something felt off about the property. It was the middle of the day. Both workers felt an overwhelming sense of unease, like they weren't alone. As they worked, one of them started hearing music coming from somewhere inside the house. Now I didn't know this, but some homeowners like to play pranks on renovation crews. So the worker decided to start recording, hoping to catch whoever was messing with them. What he captured wasn't a prank.
Gente, aquí estamos. Ahora vamos para este cuarto que llevo un rato escuchando cantazos y eso. Uy. Hay algo que está sonando por ahí, brother. Oye, ¿qué fue eso? ¿Pompi? No, papá. No, chacho. Hay algo que está... Pompi. Mira, tú escuchas eso, ¿verdad? No, yo estoy asustado ya, compi. Hay algo que lleva rato sonando allá adentro y de momento, ¡pam!, dieron un cantazo.
Ya te digo que tú eres de estos que son cobardes, que te imaginas cosas, bro.
No, chacho, yo no puedo imaginar eso, compi.
Entonces...
Y en el cuarto ese, que llevo rato escuchando cantar y pensaba que eras tú, y cuando yo vine a ver, tú estabas ahí tranquilo, recogiendo algunas cositas, y me, hecho, sentí como si me hubieran tocado. No, ya, yo estoy que no puedo ni hablar.
Peliculitas por la nochecita.
No, yo no veo películas de esas ya, compi. Vamos ahora en este, compi, en este. Escucha cómo suena. ¿Tú estás escuchando eso?
Está en el closet.
Por eso, yo creo que yo desde lejos, yo, si acaso. Sí, estoy temblando, compi, yo no sé qué vaya. Cuidado, compi, que si yo algo salgo cogiendo, tú sabes cómo es esto. No, ey. ¿Qué caramba es eso? ¿Y cómo tienen esa muñeca así? Como si estuviera mirando para abajo. Ay, bendito Dios, y sonando ya. Me siento un calentón en este cuarto, compi, no vaya. Ya como sigue sonando solo. Oh, y se mueve y todo. Ay, compi, ¿no?
Eso a lo mejor fueron los que eran dueños por hacer la maldad o algo. Alguien vino a hacer la maldad, compi. Por eso tú no te puedes poner a darle 20 a eso, porque esos son boberías.
Sí, ¿no?
¿Ya te lo ves aquí?
¿Qué bajo allá?
Y ahí mira una computadora, ¿verdad? Por eso hay que sacarlo para ahogarlo.
Compi, ¿pero qué es eso, compi?
¿Ah?
Mira, compi se movió. Compi se está moviendo, compi, ¿oíste?
Coño, pero no será el viento.
No, si aquí no hay viento, compi.
Pero con un muñeco feo.
Mira para allá.
Inside a closet, the two workers find a doll hanging upside down, and then another toy suddenly starts moving on its own before launching itself toward them. Both workers immediately run, refusing to go back inside without backup. When the company posted the footage to their Facebook page, they explain that the workers have no explanation for what happened, and they're convinced the house is experiencing genuine paranormal activity. Some viewers believe the upside-down doll is a sign of something dark, a ritual or curse performed in that home. Others think the presence is attached to the toys themselves, using them to manifest and frighten anyone who enters. The renovation company says the homeowners were contacted about the incident, but whether the project will continue or whether that house will remain untouched is still unclear. A paranormal investigation team called Paranormal Supernatural Investigations Ireland, or PSII, captured an image that has the country's ghost hunting community buzzing. The investigation took place at Kinnitty Castle in County Offaly, one of Ireland's most notoriously haunted locations. The castle has a long history of reported supernatural activity, with staff and visitors claiming to encounter shadowy figures, hear unexplained sounds, and feel an overwhelming presence in certain rooms. One spirit in particular has been reported for decades, a monk named Hugh, who allegedly haunts the ancient castle. PSII co-founder Richard Morrison organised a public investigation, bringing 15 guests, along with 5 investigators to explore the castle's most active areas. During the investigation, the group was led to the banquet hall, a location that showed unusually high electromagnetic readings. Participants were instructed to take photographs, hoping to capture something the naked eye couldn't see, and moments later, one guest's camera captured something that left everyone present stunned. The image shows the interior of the banquet hall, and in the frame, viewers say they can make out a figure wearing what appears to be a monk's robes. The team believes this is Hugh the monk, the spirit long associated with Kinnitty Castle. Morrison points out that the banquet hall's location isn't random. It reportedly sits directly above the monks' graves, which the team suspects is why paranormal activity concentrates there. When the photo was shared in an article by a popular newspaper, it reignited interest in Kinnitty Castle's ghost lore. PSII has been running a transparency initiative, bringing the public along on investigations so people can witness their methods and see evidence captured in real time. The team is planning another public ghost hunt at the castle, hoping Hugh the monk will show up again, and based on this photograph, it seems he's more than willing to show himself to those who come along. What do you think they captured? Was it a ghost? Share your thoughts below. Mansfield Reformatory in Ohio is widely thought to be one of America's most haunted prisons. It opened in 1896 and operated for nearly a century, housing thousands of prisoners in notoriously harsh conditions. The prison has a dark history, with records showing that over 200 inmates and several guards passed away within its walls during a relatively short period. In 1990, the prison finally closed, and it now operates as a museum and tour location. Both staff and visitors have long reported unexplained phenomena, cell doors slamming shut, footsteps echoing through empty corridors, and voices calling out from abandoned cells. In October 2025, a young man visited Mansfield with a friend, exploring the decaying cell blocks with a camera. As they walked through one of the prison's long corridors, they noticed something that stopped them in their tracks.
What the f***? That's some creepy Hold on, no, I wanna see this shit. Ain't nothing. I am.
The footage shows a hallway lined with empty cells, but one cell door is swinging back and forth. However, there's no wind, and the building is enclosed, and nothing visible is causing the movement. As the person recording approaches, the door continues swinging, its movement gradually slowing, but not stopping. When they get closer, they check inside the cell, and it's completely empty. The uploader posted this single video to their TikTok account, and since then went silent. There's been no follow-up posts and no explanation. Viewers believe the swinging door is evidence of a residual haunting, a spirit replaying the same action over and over again. Perhaps a guard who spent years opening and closing that same cell door. Others think it's an intelligent haunting, a presence that wanted to make itself known to the visitors. But what's your verdict on this clip? TikTok user My House is Haunted 777 uploaded footage that has left viewers pretty spooked. The uploader genuinely believes her house is haunted. One night, while she's relaxing at home, she hears something coming from another part of her house. Spooked, but wanting to document it, she pulls out her phone and hits record.
My door just keeps opening by itself. Watch, here, look. Nobody. Nobody in this house. Nobody. Now watch. Look, let me close this door. Watch it. 3, 2. Oh, heck no. No. Okay, God. Look. Nothing. Dogs barking and everything.
The uploader claims that the door keeps opening by itself. She closes the door firmly and steps back to film what happens. Suddenly, the door handle starts rattling, twisting, as if someone on the other side is trying to open it. Her dog immediately starts barking, staring at the door as if sensing something the uploader can't see. And then, the door slowly swings open. Her dog keeps barking, focused on the empty space where the door just opened. She insists she's home alone, that there's nobody else in the house, but her dog's behaviour suggests otherwise. Viewers were divided on what caused the door to open. Some suggested it could be loose hinges or air pressure from an AC system, but others pointed out how deliberately the handle moves. It's twisting, as if someone is actually gripping it and turning it. And the dog's reaction, barking at something we can't see, is harder to explain. Sometimes, cameras capture creepy things that can't be seen with the naked eye. Whether they're just tricks of the light or genuine paranormal entities is hotly debated, but one social media user who goes by the name Kinney posted a photo from a recent trip to Mexico that left her followers convinced she truly caught a ghost on camera. Kinney took the photo on a disposable camera and didn't notice what lurked in the background until after she got her photos developed back in the States. When she saw it, it sent chills down her spine. The image shows Kinney and her friends in their hotel, smiling at the camera, but in the background, standing right behind them, someone or something can be seen. At first glance, the creepiest thing is that Kinney says she and her friends were alone when this photo was taken. There was no one else around. So just who the fuck is this? Viewers who've analysed the photo say the figure is too defined to be a simple shadow or trick of light. Some believe it's a ghost that attached itself to the group during their travels, perhaps following them from a location they visited in Mexico. Kinney says she has no idea how to explain the shadowy figure, and after seeing it in this photo behind her, has left her shaken. This next clip was uploaded by a man from the UK who shared a series of videos on his social media documenting what is a haunted object in his home. The object in question is an old African mask that the man says he bought in a car boot sale. At first, he thought it was just an interesting piece of decor, something unique to hang on his wall, but shortly after bringing it home, strange things started happening. He started posting about the incidents on social media, and his followers became curious, asking to see the mask in more detail. So, he decided to record a video showing the mask up close, hoping someone might recognize it or know its history. He had no idea what would happen next.
Right guys, just a little quick video because a few people wanted to see the mask up close. No idea how old it is, not a clue. I'm not gonna say super old, but you know, I think it's got a bit of age to it. Could be wrong. If anyone's got any opinions on this after they've seen it up close, what kind of mask it is, how old it might be, no expert, but what the f***? Well, that's not freaky, is it? Jesus Christ. Hello? Hello? Oh, hell. Everyone's been saying, why have you got the lights off all the time? The landing light does not work, right? There's no bulb in this light. Because usually I ain't scared of going upstairs. I'm doing this because I just want to try and prove to you all there's nobody in the house but me and whatever the this is that's me. Oh! Oh my god! Oh, you... Oh. There was a figure in the window. There was a silhouette in the window.
The man records the mask to give his viewers a closer look, but is suddenly interrupted by strange sounds from another room in the house. It almost sounds like someone is moving upstairs, but the man says he lives alone. He follows the sound, creeping slowly up the dark staircase. Then he sees it, a shadowy silhouette standing in an upstairs window. Terrified, he runs back downstairs and manages to sleep on the sofa that night. The next day, he's in his bedroom when the strange sounds start again. Creeped out, he grabs his phone and starts recording.
Hello? I did not leave that light on. Stuff on the floor. Whoa!
As the man tries to investigate, all hell breaks loose. Things start being knocked over, and the man's belongings appear to get thrown around. The recording ends abruptly, leaving viewers wondering what happened next. Multiple viewers commented saying they'd experienced similar activity after bringing African masks into their home. One commenter explained that what he purchased appears to be an African tribal ceremonial mask used in rituals to communicate with spirits. They warned that these masks can act as portals, inviting spirits into the home, and that the spirits must be fed through offerings and rituals to keep them at bay. If the rituals aren't performed, the spirits become angry and activity escalates. What makes this even more disturbing is that the man casually mentions that he originally bought 2 masks, a matching set, but sold one of them. Some viewers think that could be why the strange activity suddenly got worse. Perhaps the remaining mask is angry about being separated from its pair, or upset that it's been removed from its original ceremonial context. The man says he's planning to get rid of the mask, hoping that removing it from his home will stop the paranormal activity, but based on the viewer comments, simply discarding it might not be enough. The final clip in this week's video was uploaded by Tavo Zamora, who captured something disturbing at his elderly mother's house. Tavo's mother had been experiencing something unsettling for several nights, a shadow appearing outside her upstairs bedroom window. She would see it from inside, a dark shadow on the other side of her curtains, as if someone was standing right outside watching her, but her bedroom is on the 2nd floor. There's no balcony, no ledge, nowhere for a person to physically stand. When she told her family what she'd been seeing, Tavo decided to record the next time it happened, hoping to capture proof. And one evening, the shadow appeared again. From inside the room, a dark shadow is visible through the curtain, the distinct outline of someone or something just outside the glass. Tavo's mother slowly approaches the window and pulls the curtain aside to see what's there, but when she looks out, there's nothing. Confused, she steps back, but the shadow reappears on the curtain, still there, still watching. She pulls the curtain aside again, and once more, nothing is outside the window. People who've seen this video believe this could be a shadow person, an entity known for appearing as a dark silhouette, often only seen indirectly, such as in our peripheral vision, a reflection, or through glass. Others think it might be a spirit trying to get her attention, manifesting in the only way it can, as a shadow against her window. What do you think? Thanks so much for watching. If you're up for more scary videos, check out one of these next. You're gonna love them. Oh, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.